I love y'all. I just want to say thank you for supporting me since day one. You just don't want to see me win, man.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the New York Jets. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
To throw on second down is Darnold. He goes underneath to Abdullah. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Davis, he'll try to run for it. Davis fighting. He loses the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on fourth.
Black 22! Black 22! Two jet!
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They begin with a run by Davis. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Darnold now on second down. He's got his man in the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20.
Hurry up, here we go.
A first down carry for Davis. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it, rest of the game. And that does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know what the rule is. First guy hold up the runner. Everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Here's Darnold. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
Hey, Black 22! Black 22! Two jet!
To throw on second is Watson. Steps away to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Come back, come back.
Back to throw, Watson. And he's going to go down again. Jordan Jenkins in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a second time.
Hey, who
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Black 22! Black 22!
Now it's Watson. Being chased out left. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are in for 6. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, and result, touchdown.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So out now come the Jets. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Darnold escaping the pressure right. He's going to let one fly for Tate. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
Back to the air, Darnold on 2nd down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 15. Watson now to throw. On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 32 that time.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And he had a nice play. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him for a loss of 5.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Here's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Terrence Brooks with a pick. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. On 2nd and 10, Darnold to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Here's Darnold. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there and gets the good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And here comes the Texans now. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Flag 22! Flag 22! Two jet!
They begin with a run by Miller. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Green 39! Green 39!
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout.
Flag 22! Flag 22!
On 2nd down, here's Miller. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Texans on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Down! Green 39! Green 39! Tiger! Two jet!
Now Watson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Reset! Down! Flag 22! Flag 22!
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The Texans on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Down! Blue 80! Blue 80! Reset!
Watson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Terrence Brooks with a pick. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. Thomas the intended target.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
56. Lucky 56.
On second down, Darnold. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The offense on 3rd down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
To throw is Darnold. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver. We asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And Myers able to knock it through. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Watson buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Well, not a lot of flash and dash on that play. 2nd and 2, and they hand it to the big man. And he ends up picking up a first down. A little bit of gray area there, though. But I think what they thought, hey, we hand it to him here. If we come back and don't get it, we still got another down to try and pick it up.
Green the line! Green the line! Reset, reset, reset!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Tiger, tiger, tiger! Blue lady! Blue lady! Two jet! Two jet! Two jet! Two jet!
They'll try the air now with Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 35. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. A first run for the backup, Abdullah. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
That's a football play right there. That takes me back a little bit. Toss sweep to the right. Get it to your back. Get a lot of people out in front. Control the line of scrimmage. Wide receivers blocking downfield. It almost feels like half the crowd is in front of him, getting it down to the secondary. They have a tough time getting him down.
3-19!
On first down, Darnold. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the play. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 12 more yards there and another first down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
They'll try and run forward with Davis. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
To throw on second down is Darnold. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down.
Lucky 56. Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit. Detroit.
Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And Myers able to knock it through, and they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. All 9 points for him coming via the field goal, and this last one puts him out in front.
All the field goals are great, but you know I'm going to get pessimistic here, right? Because you guys score touchdowns to win games in the NFL. I just wonder if all these field goals are great now, or if they'll come back and haunt them later on.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. A gain of 3, second down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
To throw is Watson. Flush to his right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Texans on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Come back, come back. Tiger.
Here's Watson. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On first down, it's Darnold. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Darnold from the gun. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. DJ Reader in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. Back now here on EA Sports. The Jets on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 16.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And the pressure gets to him again. J.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. To throw on second is Watson. That's complete to Lamar Miller. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Richmond. Tiger.
Here's Watson to throw on 2nd down. And his throw is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Black 22. Come back.
From the gun, here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Eli Apple. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Darnold on 1st down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Now let's go. Green 39. All right, now lucky 56.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
Black 99 Philly, here we go. Gone. All right, now lucky 56.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. He's going to let this one go deep. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the 2nd half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Over. All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Darnold now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now. He's been terrific so far. He couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
To throw is Watson. Looking to throw on second down. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. The offense on 3rd down tonight, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. On the give, this is their fullback. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a first down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Hey, who ready? Who ready?
He's back to throw. Forced out to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The safety, Jamal Adams, able to break that one up. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Back to throw. Flushed out right. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line. Back to throw. On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Watson now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10.
Flag 22! Flag 22! Two jet!
Now a handoff to Miller. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Now it's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Kaimi Fairbairn now to attempt the Texan field goal. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Kaimi Fairbairn now to attempt the Texan field goal. This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year, but he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
New York set to take the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out
under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him.